Hello everyone! Today we continue working with the shirt. Last time we've made the pattern, and today we can start cutting the fabric. First of all, I need to have a close look at the fabric. I need to check if the patterns are placed in the same direction or not. Have a look at the fabric. You can see that the dogs on the fabric are all printed in one direction. If I cut some details in the wrong direction, the dogs will be placed upside down. That means that I need to cut all the details in the same direction. I need to cut the front, the back, the yoke, and the sleeve. I'll also make a collar, but I'll cut it later. First, I need to place the patterns on the fabric. There are some details which you should pay your attention to. Have a look at the yoke. There should be a fold on the center back, so I need to pin this detail on a fold. Let me tell you something else. What should you do if you need to make a double yoke? If you make the second layer the same fabric, there will be patterns visible through the second layer. In this case, you need to make the second layer of simple white cotton fabric. I'm cutting the back. It's a pleasure to work knowing that all the details are accurate. I hate it when people measure something when cutting. I prefer to cut knowing that everything is perfect. I also don't like big seams. Do not forget to make a notch in the point where the original shoulder seam was. This is the sleeve top. Have a look at the back. I remind you that this is the dart. The back is ready. Now I can cut the front and the sleeve. I don't add anything for a sleeve overcast. I need about 1 or 1.1 meter fabric to make such shirt. I prefer making such sleeves because they fit a body perfectly. The sleeves shown in the sewing books and tutorials are usually wider and lower. We have to come up with the new techniques and ways to make items fit bodies perfectly, because we are making items not for only ourselves, but also for our customers. This is how my sleeve looks like. I don't add much for an overcast, because this measurement is already included in the pattern. The front, the back, the sleeve, and the yoke. First, I'll be working with the front. I need to make a spacing seam on the fold line, which is 1.5 centimeters away from the center front. Do not forget the most important rule. The center front and the right and the left details should match. This is why I'm pinning these two details together now. I'm drawing a line 4.5 centimeters away from the edge. Next, I need to do the same thing on the other side. After it, I need to trace the dart. Here it is. I want to make the dart 1 centimeter shorter. Now I need to pin it to draw it on the other side too. I make 2 small notches on the lines. When I draw the dart, I'll make space and seam on the fold. The front details are ready. Have a look at the space and seams. I've already tacked the darts. Notice how convenient it is to work with notches. Now I'll tack the center back. After that, I'll tack the yoke to the back. You don't necessarily have to make a seam on the center back, but I prefer to do it. I'm taking the item for a fitting. I'll take it more thoroughly before stitching. The item is pretty simple, so the seams will be simple too. They will be stitched and then edged with an overlock. This is a yoke. I've made a notch on the yoke center, so now I can attach it to the center back. Now I can take it. Notice that all the details are accurate. I'm so happy that I'm finally showing you at least one type of shirts. I've tacked the yoke to the back, and now I need to tack it to the front. Always start tacking from the neckline. My details are accurate, but it's okay if there are some slight differences in the shoulders. Have a look at the yoke. I remind you that I'm making an item on the basis of my 10 measurement cutting system. The course will be out very soon. This is the point which marks where the sleeve top should be attached. Now I'll try to tack the sleeve in, gathering it a bit, so that it looks the way it should look like even for a fitting. Have a look here. You can see that I need to gather the sleeve head a bit. Notice that I don't make gathers. Don't try to make these edges match. Don't stretch or gather fabric. This is very important. When I tack one sleeve, I'll try the item on. Don't pay your attention to this detail. I'll overcast it later. Have a look at the sleeve. I think that it looks amazing. You'll see everything when I try it on. Of course, I still need to stitch and iron it, but at least you can see how it looks like when it's tacked. Have a look at me. I've showed you how to make a pattern for a shirt design, which I prefer. Shirt sleeves are usually wider, and it leads to having two wide armholes, which don't fit bodies. Now you know how to make an armhole deeper and wider in such way that it doesn't look too baggy. I've also showed you how to change sleeves and how to make a shirt-style yoke. I think that this is a very useful tutorial. The fact that I made such darts doesn't mean that you have to make such darts in all the shirts you make. You can move darts or even make princess seams instead. You can make wider shirts by making armholes wider too. You can also make a shirt wider by adding pin tucks on the back. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. Now you know how to make shirts, so you can experiment with designs and forms. Remember that practice makes perfect. My name is Paukšte Irina. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.